Welcome. I have some interesting furniture pieces to show you. It's an 8-piece set, hand carved, of teak wood with a theme of Thailand and some of the indigenous animals that somebody would normally find in Thailand if they visited there. I'm sitting on one of the 4 chairs. As you see, when we get a little closer look, it is a hand-carved piece showing some elephants in a area of a forest or some kind of a dense vegetation in the area there. So I'm going to get up and we're going to go to a close-up of the actual carvings here. I'm pointing to the actual details here. You've got an elephant, a little elephant here, an elephant in the back, and they're walking through the area as I described of a jungle and or a forest area. That's the theme that we have in the chairs. Underneath the pillow, it is a flat teak wood, no real details. On the facing of it, we do have further designs in the wood. It's a geometric type pattern. On the back of the chairs, which we will show you, it is again the same scene that you see on the front portion of the chair. The back portion of the chair is designed in a similar fashion as the front. You see the geometric design here, the different type of work on the edges here, further detailed carvings on the bottom and towards the leg and support base for the chair itself. You see how nicely the legs have been cut. Nice little design here. That's a swirl type look. I want to show you the partition. It consists of 5 panels that have been placed together, and the design is one of a pious person in the what looks like the lotus position. You see their upper body here, their hands together with a traditional Thai headgear. This could be a Buddha type figure. And you see the nice leafy type design here that's surrounding this person in the actual work. Look at all the intricacy, detail, and attention to embellishing the wood here. Even the top pieces have detail work in the carving itself. This pattern is repeated in each of the partitions, and they are put together. The partition's approximately almost 6 feet tall, a little bit less than that. And this makes a pleasant addition to the actual set. So we have, to summarize up to now, 4 chairs, 1 partition, and we do have a coffee table here, let's call it. Table that I told you about, we're looking at in a closer frame. Notice the intricacy again and detail by the carver here, and the depth. Look how deep this wood has been carved. I'll give you an example through the pen here. Look at the depth here and the actual attention to what he wants to show here. There is elephants in the foreground. There's 2 large ones, apparently a calf or 2. And interestingly enough, it is another enlarged scene of a jungle or a forest area. To the right of the carving, you will see what appears like a water buffalo, which is what I'm pointing to right now. There's a stream or a water pond or a river system or a lake in the top here. Looks like a mountainous scene in the background, and again in the foreground, the trees or dense vegetation. There's a downed trunk of a tree here in the bottom section. So there is all kinds of elaboration and embellishment and attention to a look of detail here. In the table, look at the carving here. Nice swirl pattern down. There's more intricacy in the top section here, or towards the base. In this line here, there's more of a pattern. Again, another pattern here and a further pattern. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different type of carving patterns. Let's go to our right and you see what looks like some form of a flower leaf or opening here in the middle of the carving with a nice little V shape. Above it looks like a flower that has opened up, and it might have some kind of germinating quality in the middle here. And again, the patterns continue. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4 type of carvings in here, and including the very top of the table, which is another type of design carved into the wood. Really a unique piece, and something that would be appreciated for a social occasion or just to use on a daily basis. And it can even stimulate conversations. I want to show you how strong, sturdy, and thick of a wood construction this furniture is. I have an end table here, which we'll roll over in a minute. But look at the size of this wood formation here, and also the carved portion here. You have approximately 2.5 to 3 inches of teak wood supporting just this end table. And the actual bottom of the carving itself, and you can see a little bit of that there, is thick as well. That is probably a couple of inches thick in and of itself. Now this end table has a scene of the elephants. Let me get it to the right dimension here in size. They're in the jungle or wooded area. They're 2 large elephants, and this is the typical theme that we have throughout the furniture. Remember, look how deeply this wood has been carved. I'll give you an idea. And you have the spacing in here, the attention to intricacy, the lines, the showing of the wood, the trees. Here's another pattern here that borders are seen here in the jungle. We are viewing now a sofa. Again, look at the size of the carving here on the backrest portion. A jungle scene, elephants in the foreground, walking through what could be a little river or stream in the area here. Look at the attention to the depth of the carving. You have your foliage on top, your trees, your plants, of course your elephants, nicely figured, and in a procession here, walking through the jungle. A typical scene in Thailand. Border carving here. The thickness of the wood is approximately 2.25 inches thick on top. This is typical of the entire face of this backrest. The end of the sofa here, the arm support or armrest area, look how thick it is. It's approximately 2.25 inches thick on this side. And that's typical of the entire framework of the sofa. Let's look in the front again. We have the carvings here, a little border section, another carving here where I'm pointing, and a further carving towards the base of the sofa itself. The leg pattern is the same between the coffee table, the chairs, and the end table. It's the same type of design. But when you see it in this magnitude, you can appreciate all the time, the effort, and motivation that's gone into carving this entire piece. Really unique and one of a kind.